Hello, welcome to the video on project recommendations. So it's the final component for our course project. Again, you click on the file itself and it is blank. Just an opportunity for you to submit it through Google Classroom. What do I want in the recommendations? Well, this is where that thinking skill comes into play. I don't want to see, I recommend to do the survey again next year. I don't want to see um, I recommend that it is a good idea. This is an opportunity for you to extend your thinking beyond the classroom, beyond your project. So what do I want to see in terms of recommendations? Well, there are a couple of things. Okay. The first one is future research. All right. Don't tell me that, yes, I recommend that more research is done. I mean, that's wishy-washy and it's not going to get you the marks you want. What I'm looking for future research, specifically what? All right. What? Oh, there's a spelling problem there. Specifically what? What future research needs to be done? What is the next step? All right. What is the next step? Right. So if you did sort of your project was the tip of the iceberg, what would you do next year? And the justification. Why? All right. Why would you recommend this in terms of future research? All right. The next part of what I would want to see in the recommendations is social policy. Okay. What policies need to be visited or changed? All right. So you picked a project that has some form of impact on society. What's the social policy change? Are we talking about a local government change? Are we talking about a provincial? Are we talking about a federal government change? Are we talking about a societal change across the world, okay, as a global community? It depends on the topic that you picked, but are we talking about what policy would in fact improve or change the situation that you did your research on? So you could be talking about potential law changes. Okay, you can be talking about educational changes. Okay, if you're talking about drug awareness, birth control. Okay, is there stuff that needs to be changed in our education system? Um, and again, I need to see that justification. That comes from it should be coming from your conclusions because you've drawn your conclusions. So now you're going to be talking about, well, this is the reason why this policy or law has to change. I'm looking for that broad picture. And again, do not ask me how long this has to be because it needs to be as long as the project needs to be. Okay, you're not going to go to your employer in the future. If you're going to university, you're not going to go to your professor and say, is 100 words enough? Because it's not. It's the job is done when it's done, and that's exactly what this involves. Okay, you need to write what you feel is sufficient, because basically what happens for people that do this kind of work, so if you go into a university or a career where you need to write reports, this is something that's very, very important, because if you want to continue your research, so this research project's come to an end, you want to write up your recommendations so that the potential for another project for extending your research will continue. So it's very important that the reader understands, the why. So why should I care? Okay. What policies, what needs to be changed? Okay. Why do I care? What is the reason for it? And then I'm going to be saying, okay, here's some more money. Let's research this and let's see what changes need to be done. So those are kind of the two major areas that I'm looking for in terms of recommendations. And again, the number of recommendations will depend on the depth of your project. Okay, some might have 2 recommendations, some might have 1 large one. It depends on, again, the degree of how confident of a writer you are. You may be able to package it into one nice write-up. Again, for myself, if I'm in my head, if I have 3 recommendations, I'm probably going to have 3 paragraphs, and I'm fine with that. I mean, it depends on your comfort level with your writing skills. So, but again, don't ask me how many recommendations, because I'm going to read your conclusions, and if there's obvious recommendations you missed, then there's obvious marks that are left on the table. So very important for you. Again, it's your thinking. Can you move it beyond the classroom? and that's what we'll be looking at. So if you have any questions specific to this, let me know, and I will do what I can to help you out. Good luck.